So hello, everyone, and welcome to our community update for June 15th. And it's not letting me switch. There we go. Okay, so let's jump right into some statistics from the last couple of weeks. We now have a total of 70 open source developers in GitHub, as well as 1,034 GitHub Stars. In the last 2 weeks, we have added 70 new community members to our Slack and 86 new community members that are spread across our other platforms. So welcome to all of our new and returning members. We're very happy to have you. Now, you may have noticed that we have passed a very special milestone in the last 2 weeks. We have leaped over the threshold of 1,000 GitHub stars. We actually published a thank you video to our awesome community. And in that video, we took a kind of a look back over some of the features that brought us to where we are today. I'm going to send the YouTube link in our chat. I've got that right here, but if everybody can come off mute and just give us a little hand clap, I'm really excited about this. It's been a fantastic couple of weeks, so thank you all. Yeah, see some hand claps there. Thanks, guys. Let me just open up this chat here and I will send you the YouTube video link. Just in case you haven't seen it, you can take a look. All right, so just an update on our community office hours. These happen every week on Zoom. These Zoom links are actually pinned in our general and announcement channels on Slack. So for now, we're going to go to just 1 hour per time zone each week. But we, of course, are always available in our Slack support channel to assist you if you have any issues. So for the India Standard Time zone, we're doing just Thursday at 11:30 a.m. And for the Pacific Daylight Time, we're doing 11 a.m. on Wednesday. So that's Wednesdays and Thursdays at 11 or 11:30. So these are your opportunity to join if you had any questions, if you want to talk with the team, or just to pop in and say hello to us. So for our upcoming major release of 11.0, our tentative release date is now for June 30th. The planned features for the release are currently fixed to the 7 that we have announced in the previous meetings. We have our list here. And of course, I've added the GitHub issue numbers for each of these so that you can track their progress as we get closer to the release. Now, I've highlighted these features a couple of times, so I'm just going to say we have a variety of really exciting additions planned, and the team is actually going to do some short demos on some of these updates. So for our feature changes, I'm actually going to hand this over to some of the others on our team, and they'll give a quick update on these 5 featured changes. So the first one that we're going to start with is Vivec for collaboration and tasks. Vivec, did you want to share your screen?
Yes, thanks, Marisa.
Of course.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Hello. Let me just stop sharing here so I can hand that over. There you
go. Sure. Let me share my screen. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'm going to give a sneak peek on the new tasks feature that we are working on for the next release, which is the 0.11 release. And all right, so yeah, this is an extension to the existing collaboration that we have today, that users can create conversations and post replies. So we are taking it to the next level where some of these can be turned into tasks, and we can automatically close those tasks based on the actions that the users are taking. So I'm just going to go through a bunch of mocks that shows how this tasks is coming up. So this is a table page in OpenMetadata, and as we can see that there is no description for this order ID column. And if some user who doesn't have access to this, to edit this description, can click on this request description button, and they will be taken to a new page where they can also suggest a new description. And this is the first flow of the task where they get to see all the details of this table, and also they get to see all the details of the column, and they can assign this task to the owner of the table by default. They can also change the assignees and suggest a description and then submit this. That creates a task, and the task will have its own page. So this is how the task page looks like. So anybody in the team can come to this page from their activity feeds, and they can just view all the details of this task. So this task is about adding description, who is it assigned to, what is the suggested description, and so on. And this is how the task is going to look for the assignee. So let's say, for example, Sanket Shah is assigned this task. And when Sanket Shah is logging in, he will be getting this screen where he can change the assignee, meaning he can reassign it to someone else, or he can accept the suggested description. He can, edit the description if he doesn't like it, and then save the description with some extension or addition to this description. And we also have this ability to reply and comment on this task. And also we are adding this reactions feature where users can come and react with their favorite emojis for either the task or any conversation. So this is going to keep track of all the conversations related to this particular task. And once Sanket Shah saves this, the task will get automatically closed. So this is how a closed task looks like, and we will show the accepted suggestion, accepted description here. So this is going to be the profile page. So the user profile page will have a tasks tab where they can keep track of the tasks that are assigned to them or the tasks that were created by them. And all of these updates are also going to pop up in their activity feed in the homepage. That way they can be in the know on what's happening with the tasks. So this is another flow where if someone wants to update the existing description, for example, if someone wants to update the API client ID, they can just click on this edit icon and suggest the new description, and we will show them the different views of this description, like what was the old one, what is the newly suggested description, and what is the actual diff. So a diff will be something like this. And once the user is comfortable, he can just go and suggest the description. And this is how the owner will see the issue again. So the assignee can come and accept the suggestion or simply reject it. And both of this is going to close this task. And this is how we will show it. This task has been closed, and it will be notified to all the users involved in this task that the task got closed.
Yeah, just chiming in here. I think, one of the goals of this feature is to improve collaboration among various people around data. So if you look at what is happening in most of the companies today, if you want to request a description, if you want to ask a question about the description, or if you want to, there is a typo that is there in the description and you're getting really annoyed and you want to just fix it. The way this happens today is either, no tooling is being used. That means you have to send a Slack message or an email message to the owner, and that may get tracked, may not get tracked. Some people also are using Jira and issues, some kind of a bug tracking system, a separate bug tracking system where you had to go create an issue, add all the information about this data set or a column, and then create a task. Those tasks may get looked at, those tasks may not get looked at, and it breaks the workflow around the data, where people have to jump from this tool to Jira, and then other person has to keep track of the Jira tasks, solve them. Once it is resolved, there is no feedback into this is really resolved. So it's a heavy workflow today, a workflow that has a lot of context switching, right, from tool to tool. And then, it is not kept track of around the data as valuable metadata, right? Tasks themselves, what is required, what needs to be fixed, is it fixed? All of that is important collaborative metadata around data. And so that's the reason why we are doing this, where you can actually request a description, you can suggest changes, and then people can now suggest the changes. Sort of like, this is a, if you map it to GitHub workflow, this is sort of like, you can create an issue saying, that something is missing, something is not right. Or if you are knowledgeable, in case of data, a lot of people who are owners of data may not be knowledgeable about every field. People who are knowledgeable can suggest changes, right? So this is a collaborative crowdsourcing of knowledge around data through these kind of micro workflows and interactions. Sorry to interrupt you. Continue.
No, Suresh, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Vivek. That was fantastic. I love to see all these updates. I'm super excited about the emojis. I have to say, I freaking love emojis. I use them all the time. We had actually a quick question for you in our chat. Any plans to integrate that task page with a ticketing system like Jira?
Yeah, so currently what we are thinking is most of these tasks are simple tasks around the workflows that are relevant for open metadata itself. But for example, let's assume that there's a big project that is going on to migrate a data set into a newer schema or something like that. In such cases, the beauty of this task is you can actually create a task and then add a link to Jira. We will start with very lightweight integration, right? It's an information that is provided to you that there is this task around this data set, and that task is tracked in a Jira ticket through a link to Jira ticket that is there as part of Markdown. We can actually look at in the future having deeper integration, right? Where that task gets resolved automatically. We should be able to update all the people who are following that task or followers of that data asset, and then inform them that this task has been resolved. That is where I think in the future we'll continue to have deeper integration. So for now, we are looking at some of these micro, workflows, right? That has become a heavy workflow because of context switching and task, jumping from tool to tool. That is what we are focused on. Definitely, deeper integration is something on the roadmap.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, so next up we have Shailesh, who's going to give us a few updates on the Glossary UI.
Nikhil, you can just speak up. You don't have to type. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's exactly the same use case. Because at first you were saying like context switching, but then you brought up the case I was thinking about, like larger initiative, like a migration, for example. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. Sorry, I missed that you were typing there. Thanks for catching that, Shresh. Okay, Shailesh, did you want to share your screen?
Yeah, thank you for this.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen.
Wonderful.
So welcome everyone. So I'm going to demo the Glossary UI. So this is the current UI. If you logged into Sandbox, so this UI you will get to see, where we have this kind of UI. So main focus we have made to upgrade the UI. So new UI will look like this. So existing functionality, which is adding a glossary, adding term, updating tags, updating description, it is same as, but the change is only related to UI, where the description is now look like this. So this is main glossary. We have wonderful highlights which is selected now. This is the terms. Here we can edit description and update. So related terms, earlier it was on upper side, Now we have one summary section where it contains all the related data like related terms. So which is related, which redirects you to related term. Which next is synonyms. We have this updated layout. Again, next is the reference. So now reviewer is on side panel. So you can add a new reviewer or remove existing reviewer. So all the functionality which was earlier, it is same, but the main change here is UI. So I can add a new tag. So this also we have updated. Then add term. So earlier we don't have like this breadcrumb where people were stuck on this page where on in which term they are adding. So we have proper guide like we are adding to this cache term. So it will be added, yeah, this term will be going to added into cache. Yeah, so add glossary. We have here breadcrumb as well. So yeah, this is the upgraded glossary UI. So delete thing is on here. We have moved delete thing to manage button. So from here you can go and delete the particular term or glossary. So it is deleted successfully. So yeah, this is the upgraded glossary UI.
Shall I
This
take
is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks great.
Thank
Really
you.
like it. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Okay, no questions. So Sanchin is next. He's going to show us up some stuff about the advanced search.
Yeah, thanks, Marisha.
Of course, thank you.
Sharing my screen. Yeah. So today I'm going to demo the advanced search piece. So before talking about advanced search, let's first see what OpenMetadata has already for searching. So from this top search bar, we can search for some terms, or we can also search for particular fields. Let's say column names, ID. So we have this advanced field search available, but to remember all of these fields and values is like not easy. So to overcome this, we have added advanced search field for all of the entities, and we have different fields available for particular entities. So let's say here I want to make an advanced search by owner. So I will select this field and I will search for owner that I want to search. Then I will click on this arrange Johnson. So I will get the result by that owner. So let's say I want more specific result. So I can search for particular table. Let's say marketing. So I will get this result. I remove this filter, then I will get all the result. Same thing, same way we can apply this column field as well. So let's say I want all the table that has SQ column. So we don't have. So let's search for, okay. Let's remove this and search for SQ. So based on that, we get this data. And let's say I want only table that owned by Cloud Infra. So I will also include the owner field. So the main advantage of this advanced search is like you can get as close as specific result you want. Same way, like we have advanced search for topic, entity, dashboard, and pipeline. So here we can like make advanced query by this task field. So let's say I want to search for specific task. So yeah. So here we have Snowflake task result, and same here I can search for tiles. So I will get the more specific result. So yeah, this is all we have for advanced search feature.
Wow, that looks really good. Thank you so much for showing us that. That's really cool that you can, the advanced search slightly changes based on if you're, looking for a table or a topic or a dashboard specifically. That's really, really great looking. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, if there aren't any questions, we will move on to the next, which is new ingestion connectors. Sorry. So that's Mayor Abhishek. Is one of you is planning on sharing your screen?
Yeah, sure. I'll share my screen.
Awesome. Okay, wonderful.
Okay. So one of the connectors that we are adding for this release is the Airbyte source. And just a quick introduction about Airbyte. So Airbyte is a tool that helps us to sync data from databases to databases, between databases, warehouses, and applications. So I have already set up my Airbyte locally. So if you can see, I've added this MS SQL source, and at the destination level, I have set up MySQL and Postgres as setup. Okay. I've created one connection between MS SQL and Postgres. So what this essentially does is it will replicate all the tables, the 4 tables: brand, categories, products, and stocks, from MS SQL to Postgres. So if you can see, I have already ingested my MS SQL connector, and in the production schema, I have this brand, category, stocks, and products table already available. And as you can see, this pipeline was successful. So in my Postgres, I can see this production schema that has been created by the Airbyte source. Already all the tables are also ingested, the brand, category, products, and stocks. So now this is my configuration to ingest the Airbyte pipeline. So I just require from Airbyte, I just require the host port, and I should be good to go. So I run this command to ingest the Airbyte source. Okay, and that is done. So when I come here, the Airbyte source is ingested, and as you can see, I have all the connections available: the MS SQL and Postgres, MS SQL and MySQL. So we'll focus on the MS SQL and Postgres one. So there are 2 tasks. So both the tasks were succeeded. So I can, from OpenMetadata, I can also see the statuses of the task. So both the tasks were successful. And also, since both MS SQL and Postgres were already ingested in OpenMetadata, I can also I'll also get this image, which will show me like the pipeline in between and the connection between table to table. Yeah. So
Wow, that looks really great. Thank you.
Quick question. What are those tasks 12 and 9? They are the names in Airbyte itself?
So this task does not have any names. So it just gives us the ID. So this just shows the ID of
We should
task.
probably call it task ID then instead of task name. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm trying to speak. So we actually use name and display name. Name usually gets the unique ID. Could be the text representation, because task names can be changed either in Airflow, Airbyte, or any other pipeline, but the ID will remain the same. But in display name, we will add the human readable name. For example, In case of Snowflake ETL, you will have Snowflake task, but underneath that there is a task ID that will be managed as a name. But the Snowflake task will be put it as display name. So from the UI, if the display name is available, they default to that. And if the display name is not available, we default to the ID.
I see. I see.
So
Yeah, I mean, if we are defaulting to the ID, we should probably set up the display name as task ID 12 or something like that. That way, it makes
that's that's definitely a good point.
There is a question.
I'm gonna Sanjeev, feel free to speak up anytime, but I'm gonna read it out loud. So Sanjeev is exploring metadata tools for their data governance requirements and strategy. And one of the requirements is to capture the metadata files in their S3 buckets and infer the schema and add to a metadata system. Is that right summary, Sanjeev?
That's right, Sriharsha. Thank you for taking up this question. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually one of the priorities for point 11. So I don't know if you prepared a demo for today. We're actually working on the connector that will allow us to, scan S3 bucket or GCS or other cloud solutions. For this release, we're going to consider an S3 and GCS, where we scan the buckets and infer the schema. In schemas could be in CSV, Parquet, JSON, Avro, all of that, and create a metadata into OpenMetadata by scanning those.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'll wait for point 1.1 release. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. If you're in Slack, we'll ping a ticket so that you can follow the progress. And if you have any comments there, please give us a feedback. Yeah.
Sure, Sriharsha. Thank you very much.
I thought I was talking out loud, and it turned out I was muted, so I apologize for that. Nikhil, did you have a question?
Yeah, I had a quick question. I don't know if you guys covered this today or like in another weekly session. Did you guys go over any plans for or already start implementing any column level lineage along those lines? Because once you said schema on S3, I started thinking about that.
Column level lineage, you said? Sorry, Nico.
Yeah. Do you have a roadmap, or did you start implementing some of that? Or
we are adding column level lineage in this release that is going to come out 0.11.
Okay.
So you are looking at column level lineage for. So the way we are doing column level lineage is through SQL query analysis. So what is the system that you're looking at column lineage for?
I was just asking in general. I mean, we're just like many others, just looking through various tools here, but as a general, I guess, tooling, I was just curious to see which source systems you were able to implement that for, or what you have already for 1.1.
Yeah, what are we targeting, Harsha, for 0.11? Because lineage itself is a journey. Different systems provide different kinds of information. We are consolidating lineage information from various sources, from pipelines, from DBT, from query analysis, and things like that. And in this release, we have added in the backend column level lineage API support. And in the ingestion, what are the systems that we are supporting, Harsha, for?
So for the lineage, we actually do collect the usage analytics. For example, using Snowflake, Redshift, BigQuery. All of the usage is already in their respective tables in the databases. So we actually do extract that, query parse it, and create the lineage out of that. So we do create, select as, and all that stuff. So all of those three systems will be supported in 0.11 release, along with the table level and column level lineage. Along with that, we also connect to Airflow by looking at the inlets and outlets, but that's only at the table level. So if you're looking at Snowflake and other things, Snowflake, BigQuery, Redshift, you'll get the column level lineage in this release, and we'll continue to improve that outcome.
Yeah, for our systems, we're mainly working as a warehouse as Snowflake. So to start, I guess our company would be mostly interested in Snowflake column level lineage.
Yeah, that will be part of 0.11 release.
Awesome.
Wonderful. If there aren't any more questions, we have one more presentation from Devani on our new layout.
Hi all. So just share my screen. So I will be majorly talking about a few quick updates that we are working on for our UI. So we are actually syncing up with and design to follow new trends and maybe establish a few new trends as well. So this is how our homepage would look like. So we have tried to make our content look more sharp, and it's so that it's easier for the user to consume the data and the content. So a few,
Devani,
sorry.
1 second. I think
Yeah.
you may want to introduce yourself on what you do.
Okay.
Because your focus is on user experience. That would help people.
Okay. So I am working with OpenMetadata as a UX designer. And along with that, I'm also working on the UI side as well. I have 3 years of experience, and I have worked on several different products, different industries, and different markets. So now I'm working with OpenMetadata to I'm just trying to make your experience better. So I'm working on the UX. So these are the few changes that we are working on as of now. So continuing on to the UI. There are a few small updates that we have made that could improve your experience. So when you hover on the links, you will see a quick preview of whatever details there are related to a particular entity. You would be able to add reactions, reply to a particular activity feed, and we'll have tasks and announcements to each entity. If you want to make an announcement about a particular entity, that it might be updated or maintained or something like that. So we would have several notifications about reactions and mentions. Then next would be our explore page. So this is more here the major work is only majority work is about the UI. The aim was to make the content a bit sharp. So that's the major thing about explore page. We have where we have also added advanced search that Sachin shared with you all. Next, we have settings. So now we are working on a complete separate page for settings, where you would be able to go through all your settings like services, your schemas and custom properties, and teams, roles, users, webhooks. So these are the major changes, UI changes that we are working on. So we are open to suggestions and feedbacks that any one of you might have. I guess, yeah, that's it from my end.
Wonderful. Thanks so much.
Yeah, this is looking great.
Yeah, I think it looks really, really sharp.
Thank you. I think I use that word a lot.
Well, I guess it's working because I think it looks great. Okay, if we don't have any more questions, I will finish off by sharing my screen and just highlighting some of our community contributions for the last couple of weeks. Here we go. I think you guys should be able to see my screen now. Okay. So first we have another merged community PR, this time from Filip. He fixed an Elasticsearch ingestion bug that we were having. So thank you so much for being such an active member of our community. He's done a couple of PRs at this point. And we love to see these community PRs. Please keep them coming. That's the best way to make open metadata the best it can be as fast as possible. So thank you so much. Just want to take a quick second to call out all of the community members that have been opening issues on GitHub for us. This is a great way to help us know what's going on with OM, what your feedback is. And so thank you very much. Quick lesson on this. And then we will finish out the week by I just wanted to highlight some of our most active community members from the last couple of weeks. Filip is on here again for his PR contribution, but we also have Abhishek, Alan, Christian, Marcos, and Ken. So thank you all for everything that you do, and thank you for being active contributions to our community. We've had a really exciting couple of weeks, and I will now just open the floor to any questions for the last 20 minutes that anybody may have.
I have a question, Harsha. From the website, the 0.11 release was scheduled for 9th of June.
I think we are behind correcting those docs, I guess. So we'll definitely fix that. So yeah, let me fix that right away. Thanks for finding it.
No problem. Any tentative date, Harsha?
It's June 30th is when we are going to do that release. It's pretty much confirmed at this point. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we had 0.10. After that, we have released 3 releases, 0.10.1, 10.2, and 10.3 now, based on some of the issues we found in deployments, right, which bring their own set of issues that we cannot test all the time. And hence 0.11 is now scheduled for June 30th.
That's fair enough. Thank you.
Did we have any more questions? At the moment, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. That way I can see everybody in case any questions come up in our chat. If not, oh, Shresh, did you want to say something? If not, I can give people a few minutes of their time back. Thank you all so much.
Actually, one last thing. So I think we have seen few new community members. So please come to our Slack. Can someone paste this link for Slack if you're not already
I'll
there?
work on that right now.
So, and one last thing is, if you're doing a POC and if you need any help and if you hit a roadblock, please reach out to us. We are very active in our support channel, so we can schedule a Zoom chat, or if it is a simple thing, we can just reply in the Slack to help you get you going. So we're happy to help anyone who's doing a POC or trying to get to production. So let us know. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate that, Harsha. Thank you.
Yep, I just pasted the Slack into our chat. So guys, just follow that and it'll bring you right into our OpenMetadata community Slack. Okay, so thank you all. We will see you in a couple of weeks. And yeah, feel free to reach out on us and on any of our socials, including Slack. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks.